Last episode, not only did I choke under pressure, I also went down with a pretty bad wrist injury. But luckily with the bye week right afterwards, I had plenty of time to rest and get back into the groove of passing the ball. Will I be able to perform just as well or even better than I was before? With the big game up against the Scarlet Knights, it was my time to prove I'm ready to be back. To start off the game against Rutgers University, we run a wide receiver option. And just as I'm about to be hit, I toss the ball to Harper for an 11-yard gain. The next play, I faked the handoff and instantly looked towards Harper. He was wide open and I dialed him up perfectly for another 25 yards. We already had a great start to the drive and we couldn't let it end there. I see Johnson beat his man off the line, but I had to wait patiently for the routes to develop. And I barely sneaked the ball in there for a big catch. And with us being this close to a touchdown, you know I had to fake the handoff and run it straight in there. Them boys are showing me all types of love. First and 10, 59 seconds left in the first, Harper had a step on his man once again. So I dialed him up for a nice little possession catch. The next play, that boy Johnson ran his in route to perfection, sliding right behind the defense for a 20-yard gain. First and 10, my boy Devon kills his man on the corner route for a toe tapping catch. But unfortunately, I make a freshman mistake trying to throw to the same route again, and I get picked off. We got a big stop, and I got back into the game trying to redeem myself, but I don't think coach was very happy with me. Bro pulled me right back out of the game, and them boys tried to come back on us, but we walk away with a 17-14 dub. I had a pretty good game with 221 passing yards as well as 1 touchdown, but I didn't really get the time that I needed on the field to be too effective. To start off our game against UCF, Ford runs the perfect corner route for a 13-yard gain. The next play, I had so many options, but I decided to go ahead and get my legs warmed up a little bit. We had them boys shook already, and with 2 receivers running towards one zone, the corner makes the wrong decision and we get a big 30-yard gain. Them boys started fighting back too though. They let us know it wasn't going to be that easy, and for some reason, coach gonna take me out after that like it was my fault. So once I got in, I felt like I had something to prove for real. So I ran through the gap, got to the sideline, and was up out of there. At least until they caught me anyway. They got a couple stops on us, and on 3rd and 8, I knew we had to convert. So as soon as I see my boy Harper just get a little bit of space, I had to dot him up for a nice little gain. Then I hand the ball off to my boy Jordan, and he almost gets us another first down. And just a minute later, we score our first touchdown of the game. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. I could have passed, but I wanted to take the attention off the receivers and run the ball. Next play, I run the ball again, toss it to Jordan, and he puts dude in a spin cycle. Then he breaks another tackle before he finally goes down. And once I got this close to the end zone, I knew I was running the ball. I instantly took off to the right, and I should have gotten a touchdown, but the ref said nah. And this man coach took me out the game again. I get put back in the game with 47 seconds left in the second quarter, and we really wanted to score again. So I launched the ball downfield to Harper, and he catches it, putting us at the 30-yard line. The next play, I make a great pass to Harper on this slant, but a cornerback that wasn't even guarding him makes a big play to swat it down. So the next play, I took it upon myself to run the ball, turned on the just a little bit, and slid in for the first down. And with 22 seconds left in the second, my boy Harper is wide open again on a slant for another first down. And the very next play, the gap is wide open for an easy touchdown. Coach ended up subbing me out for almost the whole second half, and them boys almost came back on us. But we end up winning 21-27, and we get another big W. I had 202 passing yards along with 259 rushing yards. And I didn't know until after the game, but I almost broke the school record for rushing yards in a single game. I ain't gonna lie, it hurt to be that close but not break the record. Especially being at the quarterback position, I ain't even supposed to be up here. But with me only being a freshman, I have plenty of time for records. I'm just happy we won the game. To start the game against USF, we run the option. I pitch the ball to Jordan, and he almost gets the first down. Then on 3rd and 1, I take off running up the right side, and I put the moves on the linebacker before I end up running out of bounds. 2nd and 7, I take off running again, and for some reason, this man just wouldn't tackle me, but I end up getting tripped up for an 18-yard gain. And the very next play, Ford runs a corner route. I see the zone come up, and I dot him for a touchdown. 2nd and 6 at the start of the second quarter, I'm rolling out to the right, and I just see clear field. And I could have hit my receiver, but it's time to turn on them Jets. I didn't get the touchdown, but I did get a 40-something yard gain. 2nd and 8, they try to run a zone and leave the middle of the field wide open. But even with the drive I had put together, coach decided to take me out right after this play. I got back in with 1:30 left in the second quarter, and all my receivers were covered, so I took it upon myself and ran straight up the right side. I play it smart, avoid the hit, and run out of bounds. 1st and 10, I roll out right, just waiting on Johnson to get open. And as soon as he does, I dot him up for a big gain. Coach subs me out though, and we missed the field goal. With 42 seconds left in the second quarter, I knew we had limited time to score. So I launched it down the field very first play of the drive. 2nd and 14, I miss Harper on the pass, but I break a tackle and almost get in there for the first down. Then Ford runs his route to perfection. I hit him in his hands, but he drops the ball. And even though coach decided to not play me in the second half for real, we still walk away with the 17-14 W. I did have a pretty good game though, especially on limited minutes. And I should have one more touchdown, but my boy Forrest sold me. To start our game against Charlotte, we go straight to the option. I pitch it to Jordan and he gets us a nice 7-yard gain. 3rd and 3, everybody's on deep route, so I see the right side of the field wide open. I try to put the moves on him, but he gets me down. Them boys still ain't learned though. They still didn't put no QB spot on me. I'm running up the right side of the field. I make a miss a tackle, but I go out of bounds. And since they know I can run now, I just hit the nice little check down for another first down. Then them Charlotte boys try to run a zone on me, but that don't work neither, and Ford is wide open for another 10-yard gain. On 2nd and goal, they actually do a good job of playing defense, but I'm a running threat too, and I run it straight in for a touchdown. They come right back down and score on us, but I started tearing their zone apart. As long as I had time in the pocket, everything was getting open, and I mean everything. Even on plays with 3 defenders on 1 receiver, we were still catching the ball. With 4 minutes left in the second quarter, I could have actually made a pass here, but I knew I'd get more yards on my own, so I took it to the sideline for a big gain. I get a little bit too confident though, and I throw a dumb pass and it gets intercepted. Coming into the next drive, I knew I had to redeem myself, so I roll out right and I hit Martin on a nice little pass. And on the next play, Harper gets wide open but completely ignores the balls being thrown to him. So instead of passing the ball this time, I just roll out to the left and walk it in for a touchdown. And for the rest of the game, it really felt like I could just throw the ball anywhere I wanted. It just seemed like there was always something getting open and their defense just couldn't do nothing about it. And if they defended the pass well, I would just take off for the run and it would be open every time. Them boys was trying to do anything they could to stop us, but once we get in that rhythm, there isn't no stopping us. We was killing them boys. And we wasn't having no mercy. We was running up that score as far as we could get it. 1st and 10, 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I end up rolling out to the right and scoring my last touchdown of the game. I had to flex on them for the one time. We finished the game in a complete blowout, 49-13. And I had some amazing stats with over 500 yards and 6 touchdowns. I was starting to establish myself as one of the best quarterbacks in college football. But it wasn't just me. My whole team had stepped up and we was a whole different team than we was at the start of the season. And with the end of the season coming up, do you think we can win a national championship? Make sure y'all boys comment down below. And if you haven't watched the last episode, it's right here. Make sure y'all hit that sub button and I'm out. Peace.